Hello, this is Ramirez with Tidewater Renaissance Fighting Arts, and today we're going to continue in our Godinho Montante series, and this we're going to do Rule 10, which is defending yourself on both sides in a wide plaza, field, or street. So this means we have theory opponents on both sides. There may be more on one side than the other. We'll talk a little bit about that and what Godinho has to say about it a little later on. But first I want to explain the technique, and before I actually use the sword, I want to talk a little bit about the movement, because the movement itself is very particular. Godinho wants us to walk in a straight line, initiating the attack with the non-dominant foot. So in my case, it's going to be my right foot because I'm left-handed. If you're right-handed, obviously, you'll be starting out with your left foot. The idea right now, and I'll show you how it can curve, is that we're going to do this in a line. So I'm going to take a series of 4 Tajos, which means I'm going from dominant to non-dominant hand, or in my case, left to right. And as I take each of those Tajos, I'm going to step forward down this line, then to the side down this line, then I'm going to back the line, and then go forward. I'm going to bring it up for a series of reveses, stepping with my left foot, but my cut is a revese, so I'm going right to left in my case. I'm going to step forward and revese, step back, revese, and then come through with a final revese. Once again, bring my blade up to complete, or to go back to where I started. The idea is that opponents, as I back them, they're going to want to encroach in. I need to kind of take a swipe at them while they're trying to approach, to give them pause to kind of step back. I'm going to try to do this very slowly. I will try to show it to you a little faster later on. So once again, starting up with my right foot back, I'm doing Tajos going from left to right. So this becomes Tajo 1, coming back up, Tajo 2. You'll now notice I'm kind of sideways. I'm now going to step backwards as I Tajo to the people behind me. 3, then finally stepping forward, 4. You'll notice my body's kind of finished facing this way, not dead down my line. I'm now going to bring my blade up and do the same, but as a revese going in the opposite direction. So I have revese number 1, revese number 2, and my body is kind of facing this way. Revese number 3 behind me. Revese number 4 at the crowd in front of me. So 3 out of the 4 will face where you're going. That third one will cut behind you. So doing that technique again in both directions, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now bring the blade up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those body positions and letting the Montante do the work for you is very, very important. If you try to just muscle it through, you're going to have a hard time. You're going to find it is slow. So as I do my initial cut, I want to really push the Montante forward. That forward will let it come back on its own. Now I can put my body weight into that cut. That'll also help bring that forward. I want to get further forward. My next step is where I'm getting behind me. And once again, that'll carry through and then carry through here. It's important that after you complete this cut, bring the blade up. The reason for this is if I let it follow through this way and then I try to do a revese, this is a very weird position to do it at. Complete, come up over the head. That way your reveses will then make sense with the weapon. When I turn around to come up, bring that blade up. That will allow you to easier get the cuts. In this case, it'll be a Tajo. I'm going to do this sideways so you can see it a little bit clearer. Once again, I'm doing this left-handed, which means I'm starting with my right foot. If you're right-handed, you would start this with Tajo, starting with your left. So once again, I'm going to do a series of Tajos. I'm going to take my right step, let this come around, and cut again, turning my body to the side. Now I want to attack those people as I step back, and finally return to these people. Bringing the blade up, I'm now going to do a series of reveses. Left foot, right foot. You'll notice my body is turned towards the camera. Stepping back, revese, and then finally to my crowd, revese. I'll do that a little quicker this time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Godinho says you can repeat this, so you just go back and forth. He adds one caveat. If you have a side that's weaker than the other side. Actually, let me get back to that in just a second. This movement does not have to be in a straight line. The footwork has to maintain its linearness. So I could, let's say, cut a corner or make a U-turn by doing the following. So I'm going to start up here, once again, right foot first, and my line is going to curve this way, then I'll do it curving the opposite. But I can do Tajo, 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 coming back around, revese, 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 revese. Looks like I shut off my mic, so I apologize for that. Just to clarify, we can do this non-linear, so I don't know when it shut off on me. Hopefully I won't have to re-record this video. But if I do this, Tajo, sorry, I want to do my first Tajo right, Tajo left, Tajo behind me, and then Tajo forward. If I want to curve the other way, it doesn't matter where I go, as long as I bring the blade up, and now my reveses. So I could go revese, 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 turning around. So according to Godinho, you can go around the wheel with this technique. I may do a follow-up on this, just talking about turning around when I do the overall review for the second set of steps or rules. One last thing, Godinho says if you have a weaker, like if you're fighting with some fighters on one side, some fighters on the other, and there is a weaker side, or someone you think you can scare off, then what you want to do is you want to scream, do a thrust. Now he says nails up, but that's if you're right-handed. I'm left-handed, I will end up with the nails down, because if you're finished and you were right-handed, your last revese would be here. Right-handed, actually, your revese would be here. So you'd be on this side. So it makes sense that you would want to do a nails up thrust. For me, since I'm left-handed, my last revese is here. Actually, the revese should be on this side. If I do it where it's a Tajo, then it becomes nails up. So it really depends on which side you're ending. If you're on the side of reveses, so if I'm on a revese, my blade is on this side. I'm already in nails down. I want to switch positions, step, and thrust. And then, since my blade is on the side, revese and Tajo. It's just an intimidation tactic. If I'm doing it with a revese last, I'll be here. It'll be a scream, nails up, thrust, and then revese, Tajo. I'll try to do it with both sides so you kind of see how this works. So this is if I'm doing it with a Tajo. So I'm going 1 Tajo, 2 Tajos, 3 Tajos, 4. My blade is here. I'm going to go into a nails down thrust. So I'm going to go die, and then Tajo, revese. If I was doing that from the revese side, I'm stepping with my left, revese, 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 revese. My blade is now on this side, so I'm going to do nails up thrust after I scream, die! Then I'm bringing the blade up, revese, Tajo. So that little is an extra. It's in the last part of the lesson. I hope that you found this helpful. Once again, my name is Ramirez. I'm from Tidewater Renaissance Fighting Arts. We're located in Norfolk, Virginia, and I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in checking us out. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.